The ape man cometh, motherfuckers.
What's this, I hear you ask? Why are you playing Battlefield 3? Well, very simply, and hello everybody, very simply, I'm so bored of Battlefield 4 already. Way too many things are causing me problems. There are times when I really want to go and play it, and I play it for maybe a round or two, and then it's just like, no, you know what, I've had enough. This game just doesn't work. There are too many problems, even now, with the way hit notifications happen. I think that's my biggest gripe right now, is that I don't get the time to react. Now, I went back to Battlefield 3. This is my first game after I reinstalled the game, because I have had this game uninstalled since October when Battlefield 4 came out, and I had no intentions of ever going back. And then I watched a video and a guy was showing some Battlefield 3 footage, and I just felt like, you know what, I missed that game. So I went back to Battlefield 3. I thought I'd give it a try. I thought I'd play around with it, see what it was like. And to start with, it didn't go quite according to plan. I died, and then I died, and then I died, and then I died some more. And then it sort of clicked. And yes, I'm playing with an M16, but you know what? I haven't played the game for God knows how long, so sue me. You know, yeah, it felt like it clicked again, and I started to be able to play again. Now this is TDM on Seine Crossing, whatever you say it. And yeah, it's TDM, so it's hardly gonna be, you know, really difficult to play, because you're always gonna run into someone. But I found it a bit boring, running around the houses trying to find the next person to shoot at. But then I found a few spots where I could use to my advantage, like the tunnels around what would normally be the A flag. I got in there and I started shooting away, and I started to rack up some kills, and then I racked up a few more, and I racked up a few more, and I started to enjoy myself because I was now able to shoot people. And the thing that struck me more than anything was when I was running around and I was running into people, was that if someone started shooting at me, I had the time to react to it. I had the time to fight back. And I'm going to show you what I mean, because I think you need to see what I mean. So, and chances are you already recognise it yourself and understand it, but I'm going to show you anyway. I'm going to show you with this video just the one time where I get shot at and I'm able to turn and shoot the guy, and then I'll show you some Battlefield 4 footage, and you can see what I can see, hopefully, and see that something's got to change in Battlefield 4 to make it more playable for a player to, you know, maybe, you know, I mean, you can still react in Battlefield 4. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's impossible to fight back, because you can clearly do that. But it just feels like it was so much easier to have a 1v1 battle in Battlefield 3 compared to Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, chances are if you get the drop on the guy, he's dead, and there's not much he can do about it. In Battlefield 3, you got the drop on the guy, he could ultimately turn around and shoot you if he was a better shot than you. And while that's not necessarily very fair since you got the drop on him, it certainly felt more competitive. It felt more, you know, yeah, it felt more like it was you against him rather than you having the advantage because you shot first. So yeah, I'll show you what I mean anyway, guys. Go back and try Battlefield 3 yourself. Go back and try it and tell me whether you think the Battlefield 4 is an improvement over the Battlefield 3 gunplay. The way Battlefield 3 played while shooting guns, is that better than currently what is Battlefield 4? I'd like to hear what you think about it. Go and have a look. Let me know what you think. Now, moving slightly on, moving on anyway. Battlefield 4, as we all know, has its issues, and while not all of them are real problems and people are able to play, there's a lot of people unable to play. There's a lot of people not happy with the state of the game, myself included. You just heard me say I'm not happy with some of the things that are in there. The silly spawn thing where you spawn on a buddy and the screen fades in and then you're in the game, but it's alright because, well, the guy that was looking at you has been shooting at you for the last few minutes anyway, and you were unable to do anything about it. You know, I have found myself hitting prone quite a lot these days. If I spawn in on someone, whether it says warning on screen or not, I will hit prone so that I'm less of a target straight away, and I'll be hitting that before I even spawn in. So, or as I've clicked spawn, I'll hit it and I'll keep hitting it, so hopefully my character will drop to the floor, and that way maybe I can save myself a few, you know, because the whole black screen fading thing is a bit screwed up. It wasn't there in the beta, it certainly wasn't there in the alpha, and I don't think it needs to be in the final game, but I have heard it's to do with the synchronization of things in the world, so getting waves to sync with your character as well as everybody else's, because of course the waves that we see are the same as the waves that the other guy sees and so on. So yeah, you have to synchronize into the world, you know. I don't know, I'm quite happy not seeing a wave at the same place as another guy if it means I don't get fucking shot at every time I spawn in, and looking for the warning on the screen isn't the answer. So don't bother telling me, because you know, I've read it so many times, people going, learn how to spawn better. Yeah, alright, don't be a dick. So yeah, that kind of thing obviously needs fixing. There are other little things that perhaps need fixing too. I wonder if the game is going to get fixed or not. And you know what, at one point I'd have been like, no, there's no fucking way, but then I went back to Battlefield 3, didn't I? And I saw the state of Battlefield 3 now, and I bought Battlefield 3 from day one, as I'm sure many of you did, and Battlefield 3 had its issues in the beginning. I'm not sure they were quite as bad as Battlefield 4, but it did have its issues, and they got fixed. You know, it took a while, it took a few patches for them to get it sorted, but it had its issues and they fixed it. And the beauty of, I guess, Battlefield 4 this time is that this time we're not waiting for the patch to come along with the DLC. So, you know, we've had quite a few patches on the PC since launch, you know, and of course didn't come with any DLC. Yeah, well, there was one that came with a DLC, but we've had a lot since as well. So, you know, could they fix it before the next DLC? Well, I think that's the plan anyway, isn't it? EA have said that that's the way it's going to be, but at least this way we might actually see a fixed game, you know, before the DLC comes. DLC will probably come and bring some noticeable balance issues, but yeah, at least now we're not having to wait for patches, you know, so maybe we could see Battlefield 4 dig itself out of a hole. You know, it should never have been released the way it was, we all agree on that one, and it shouldn't be allowed to happen. Once upon a time games were released, you know, with a release date in mind, that you'd get to, right, the game's coming out on November the 11th, and then, you know, as November 11th got ever closer, you'd get an email from whoever you pre-ordered it from or whatever saying, just so you know, the release date has been pushed back to December or whatever. This is common practice and blah blah blah. We don't get that anymore, you know, it doesn't happen. Games are not pushed back anymore. If they're given a release date, that's the date they come out, whether they're finished or not. And I just think maybe it's time we went back to the old way, because the old way worked. At least the game was more or less working out the box. There was always you know, maybe a need for a day one patch or something, and that's fine, but maybe it's time we took a step back and realised that you can't just put a game out just because you've said that's the day it's going to be released. You know, Titanfall comes in March, doesn't it? Now I'm sure it's March 11th for the US and probably March the 13th for the UK, you know, because, well, yeah, we have the stupid Friday release day and the Americans have the Tuesday, and apparently that'll never change just because we've got to keep retailers happy. What a fucking joke. But yeah, are we going to see the same thing again? That game is now slated for a specific date, you know, it's EA releasing it again, you know, albeit developed by a different developer, but it's still EA that's going to be, you know, releasing it and forcing it out at a specific time. Is it going to be any different from Battlefield 4, or are we going to see numerous patches and God knows what else, you know? Yeah, I think it's time for a change, but question is, can Battlefield 4 change? That's more the question. Can they fix Battlefield 4 at this point with all the patches and so on? What do you think? Can they fix it? I've got a little bit of faith in the fact that, yeah, with more patches they should be able to, but is it more broken than we think, and is it possible that they can't fix it? Let me know. Well, let me know what you think, guys. I know I'm mumbling a little bit, and I want, you know, yeah, let me know what you think. I've been playing a lot of DayZ, just in case you're wondering why I'm not releasing lots of videos. I'm playing a lot of DayZ, DayZ, and DayZ can be a bit difficult to get footage sometimes. I've got a little bit of footage here and there, but yeah, I don't want to just start spamming DayZ videos. So I've been playing a bit of DayZ, played a bit of War Thunder too. I don't know if you're interested in videos of that, but yeah, this is my Battlefield 3 video because Battlefield 4 is pissing me off. I might release some Battlefield 4 videos if I can be bothered to play it, because I'll tell you, it's difficult to play a game that I'm finding so frustrating at times. I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you like what you've seen, and I'd like to hear from you guys. Is Battlefield 4 broken? Is it so broken that it can't be fixed? Is Battlefield 3 better than Battlefield 4? And, you know, and what I mean by that is, did they improve on Battlefield 3 with Frostbite 3 and the Revolution and you know, or did they just screw Battlefield 3 and the Battlefield franchise up? Did they screw it up? Or is Battlefield 4 a good game in its own right and should be allowed to get fixed, and then maybe we've got a great game? I mean, you know, 18 months from now, are we all going to be playing Battlefield 4 just like we did Battlefield 3, loving it and going, oh my god, I can't believe how good this game is? Or are we going to be looking back at Battlefield 4 and thinking, well, they really fucked that one up, didn't they? Oh, and you know, there is of course the news lately that Battlefield 5 is being worked on, and it's being called Battlefield Armageddon. Go figure. Yeah, that's what's going to happen if they fuck it up, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, it's not unusual. This is not a shocker to me. People are like, oh my god, they're doing Battlefield 5. How can they possibly do Battlefield 5 when they've not even fixed Battlefield 4? It's just fucking not right. It's like, shut up. It's normal practice. Simple. You know, this is what they do. This is what they did with Battlefield 3. When Battlefield 3 had been out a couple of months, we got told that Battlefield 4 was in production. Oh my god, what a shocker. It's like, of course it's in production. It takes 2 or 3 years to develop these things. And you know, based on Battlefield 4 and how much it screwed up at launch, maybe they needed to start Battlefield 5 a year ago just to make sure it was working. So, you know, I'm not shocked and I don't care. And anyway, yeah, enough ranting. I will see you all again very, very soon, guys. Hopefully you liked the video, and if you did, you know the score. But anyway, I'll see you again soon. ShavedApe saying see you later.
No way, again! With your fucking lucky ass M416 shot. Ah well, still fucking awesome. Lol. I forgot how good fucking Battlefield 3 is. That